If it be judged of from a purely rationalistic standpoint, there are no historical and no scientific data which will enable us to do otherwise than simply discredit the accounts of the Nativity as they are given by Matthew and Luke. On the other hand, the narrative of Christ's birth is accepted with that reverent faith which has endured through 19 centuries of Christendom, and has been and still is held by men of unrivaled intellect. There is nothing more to be said than the language of worship and wonder. We may well regret that John and Mark, or at least one of the epistolary writers, did not corroborate the testimony of the two first-named evangelists. The scant importance Mary seems to have acquired in the apostolic church may appear inconsistent with the stupendous nature of her experiences. Yet, here is no subject for vain reasoning. We stand before a mystery, which belongs wholly to the realm of faith. The science of Christology demands the acceptance of this supernatural event, but it is as little within the province of this book to defend the faith as it is to apply the canons of higher criticism to the writings of the New Testament. In the picture which the scriptures give us of Mary, there is no touch so human as that which represents her at the first intimation of the coming of her son, hastening southward to confer with her cousin Elizabeth. To a woman must the news first be whispered before it gains the observation of the man to whom she is espoused, and not to the gossips of Nazareth, but to her holy and sober-minded kinswoman alone could Mary impart her hopes and her fears. Poetic expression was a Jewish woman's birthright. Miriam, Deborah, Hannah, and Judith each had magnified the Lord with a song. Let Mary also, in the assurance that her offspring is to be the Messiah, long foretold, voice the exultation of her soul in like manner. Behold, from henceforth all generations shall call me blessed. He hath put down the mighty from their seats and exalted them of low degree. Augustus Caesar sent for an edict that all the world should be taxed. It was an act of which we should have known little and thought less had it not marked the occasion of the birth of him to whom the world will never cease to pay a tribute of homage. In the birth of Jesus, the mystery of motherhood is glorified. Nay, almost deified. Mankind needed that also. The pagan world had always sought to satisfy feelings which are deep-rooted in the human heart by conceiving of maternity under the form of a divine personality, a religion which does not in some way recognize in its object the loving kindness and the painful solicitude of the mother heart cannot survive. Mary is a symbol of that natural tender reverence and supreme confidence which motherhood inspires. The shepherds knelt before her in the stable which the necessities of poverty made. The scene of her lying in for the inestimable graces of the mother depend not upon wealth or earthly splendor. The wise men from the east brought their gifts, for there is no greater wisdom than that which pays its homage before the babe and its mother's rest.